The partnership that we have in Pittsburgh is, I would say, probably unique. The county and the city work together not only on an economic development strategy, but on all of our strategies. And we have a great partnership with our Congress members as well that allows us to be able to work on one individual plan. That partnership has helped to transform Pittsburgh over the course of this last decade and to allow us to reemerge on the global stage. One of the areas where the city has been looking at, and an initiative that we started with several of our colleagues around the Northern Appalachia and Ohio valleys, is a program that is called the Marshall Plan for Middle America. We understand that the world is changing. We understand that the direction of energy is moving towards renewable. And we also understand that there is a revolution that is occurring around green technology and the innovation behind it. We can look right down the street at Phipps Conservatory and be able to see a building that is the greenest building in the world, living up to the standards of the Living Building Challenge, meaning that the building itself uses the same amount of energy as a flower. Actually, it produces more energy than it uses. But in that same building, all of the technology and the materials and the engineering and the design all came from a 150-mile radius of the city of Pittsburgh, meaning that the buildings of tomorrow can be built right here in Appalachia, and they don't have to be built on the coast. Now, we've partnered with different cities that recognize that we will be negatively impacted by the change from fossil fuels to renewable. And we put together an economic development strategy to turn that negative loss of jobs into a positive gain of jobs. The Marshall Plan for Middle America is an investment strategy that will create 400,000 jobs in the areas around West Virginia, Western Pennsylvania, Southern Ohio, and Northern Kentucky. If we were to do nothing and to just allow regular economics to run the process, we will lose 100,000 jobs in the energy sector, 40,000 of which would come from West Virginia alone. What we have done is we have found a way to be able to meet the goals of the Paris Agreement, but to do it through an economic development strategy that invests back into our communities. And not only that, but calls upon those that have been around for over 100 years, the companies that helped to build America, the communities and the people that did build America, and asking them to do it again. As we look at these communities, they will be hard pressed to be able to survive through a transition unless we're able to create public-private partnerships to allow companies that have worked in the fossil fuel industries to grow their portfolio. So we're looking at gas companies and coal companies, and we're looking at the opportunity of hydrogen. We're looking at the opportunities to create electrification of fleet and battery. We're looking at the opportunities to expand broadband and workforce development training to be able to connect these companies and these communities. We have partnered with Huntington, West Virginia, and in Morgantown, West Virginia. We have partnered with Youngstown, Ohio, Dayton, Ohio, Cincinnati, Ohio, and Columbus, Ohio. And we've partnered with Louisville, Kentucky. Each of these cities has a unique partnership because in each of these cities, there is a research facility that has the ability to have companies to be assisted to innovate and change and to be able to take advantage of the jobs that will be created for tomorrow. Whether it is Marshall University in Huntington or WVU, Ohio State, University of Louisville, University of Cincinnati, University of Dayton, or Youngstown State, each of these cities are in a position where the transition to renewable energy can be an economic boon to them instead of an economic takeaway. We have worked with the University of Pittsburgh and the University of Massachusetts Amherst in being able to create this economic development strategy. We have been working with Professor Jeffrey Sachs at Columbia University in order to be able to hone it. And we have been working with Bloomberg Philanthropies and their partnership with Harvard University in order to turn it into action within the Biden administration and the United States Congress. What we see is the perfect time to be able to use and to be able to create this type of an economic development strategy with an emphasis on manufacturing and an emphasis on renewable energy and the conversion and climate. Washington is poised to spend up to $3 trillion on a new plan to improve infrastructure throughout this country. What we want to be able to have is a plan ready to be a part of that initiative, one that leverages private equity with federal assistance, with state subsidy through tax breaks, and through investment through local government and union funds in order to be able to make that investment happen within our own communities. Together with the mayors that I have mentioned, we've been working with our members of Congress in order to be able to put together that plan in Washington and have reached out to our senators as well.